Check the mic and make sure it sound right.
Hi, I'm DKWILL. This is DKWILL Talk About It, and I hope the mic does sound right. Let's talk a little bit about the prior topic, BRICS countries, and tying it into gold. 30 plus countries joined BRICS gold rush, and gold hit 13 new highs in September. That's amazing, is it not? This article here says that the brick gold rush has been reshaping global finance in ways that weren't anticipated even a year ago. Pause. That's not true. If you've been following this channel, you know that we did anticipate this. And as a matter of fact, if we were to scroll back and to look at some of the videos that I did in the past, such as Bitcoin has to go gold. Brick nations are ditching maple leaves for gold leaves. Both of these are at least a year old. Time for a gold rush, a gold bricks rush. That's a year ago as well. Dinar will not move without gold. That's 3 years ago. And this one here is also 3 years ago. It's about gold and a GCR. It's bigger than the Iraqi dinar. And as you can see here at DK Will Talk About It, that we talked about it and we made it quite clear and we did anticipate exactly what they say was not anticipated. Moving on. Gold hitting 13 new all-time highs in September, then reaching 42.42 on October 16th, 2025, which was the date of this article. Today's the 18th. And on the 18th, gold actually closed at 42.67. So 25 plus more dollars was added between the time of this article and the price of gold. Gold is not alone. Silver is also enjoying phenomenal gains. It's at $52.18, breaking the $50 mark just recently. It says right now, central banks hold approximately 36,000 metric tons of gold valued at around $4.5 trillion. And this figure actually surpasses their $3.5 trillion in U.S. Treasury securities for the first time since 1996. There is more money the central banks hold that is in gold than there is in U.S. Treasuries. The BRICS nations control over 6,000 tons of gold reserves, which represents about 20 to 21% of what central banks hold globally. Now, we know the US reports 8,100 plus tons. So we can see that the BRICS nations are a viable competitor in gold reserves when they work together. And like it mentions, there's more than 30 countries that have been accelerating their participation in the BRICS Gold Rush strategy as discussion around alternative financial systems gain momentum. You know what? Here at DK Will, we also talked a lot about the BRICS nations coming together, throwing bricks and blockchains at the Iraqi dinar. When a brick knocks the dollar down, the IQD and XRP bounce up. That is 2 years ago, people. Let's throw some gold bricks at it. 3 years ago, time for a gold rush. We mentioned those two already. A new monetary system builds with bricks. There's a year ago, the BRICS Plus unit that I highlighted in the prior video, and I ran into a brick chasing the Iraqi dinar. Yes, we have been ahead of the curve here, and that's where we're going to stay. It says the BRICS Gold Rush spurs record gold reserves and all time highs. I did do my best to try to encourage my subscribers, viewers, and even just listeners to turn their attention to gold, to turn their attention to the blockchain and cryptocurrencies that mean something. And there's videos about that too. And one of the very first videos I ever made was follow the money means follow the banks. And the central banks are leading the way with their record purchases. The BRICS gold rush has intensified significantly, with central banks adding more than 1,000 metric tons annually over the past 3 years, a pace that's more than double the previous decade's average according to data from the European Central Bank, and Russia leads the bloc with 2,335.85 tons of brick gold reserves. China follows. India maintains a high ratio of that amount. And when looking at gold reserves by country, Russia and China together control roughly 74% of the entire bloc's total reserves. That block's being the Brics block. Okay, so it kind of sounds like I'm saying, hey, guess what? You missed the boat. I'm not. I'm just showing you how popular gold is and how popular gold was. Because if you had listened, let's go back just 3 years from now. We saw some of my videos dated at least 3 years back, some of them 4 years back. But let's just go 3 years back to October. And if we go back to October, gold was in the $1,700 neighborhood. So now it's more than doubled your money, basically about 2.5 times your money. So it's not too late. However, if you wait, you're going to get less returns than the people who are early. You're still not too late. It goes on to say that some forecasts climb towards $4,000 to $5,000 per ounce by mid 2026. Well, we've already cracked the 4,000, and we are going to crack the 5,000, like I've been saying now for years. And not just that. It goes on to say here, a BRICS-based gold-backed currency option, which has almost a $500 billion in assets combined, are now looking for greater gold investments. So in other words, they're not done yet. And a 1% share in the industry would also create tens of billions of dollars in new demand, which would give the BRICS gold rush a second push and tighten the reserves of the involved countries. So it's not too late to take advantage of the gold. If you listened and you did take advantage of the gold, well, whatever spikes up tends to also spike down and take a breath before it takes off again. I would say if you've already done 2.5 times your money, that you might want to leave soon 1.5 times of your money in gold and take that 1 times your money out. So, in other words, if you invested in an ounce of gold back when it was $1,700 an ounce, you take out $1,800 because now it's $4,200 an ounce. And you leave behind that $2,500 worth of investment in gold. But guess what? It's $2,500 of other people's money. That's a pretty safe bet because guess where your money is? It's back in your pocket. And you might want to take that money that's back in your pocket from gold and rush over to the cryptocurrency exchange before it pops off too. And take advantage of some of the recommendations that I've given on the cryptocurrencies. You can find them. Just look at my playlist. Just look at my videos. Just punch in a search for your interested coin to see if I said anything about it. But for now, I'm done talking about this. And the rush for gold is not quite over. It's going to have a crescendo with lines like you're seeing in the news now of people who finally come rushing in to get gold. Well, you're one of those people now. But what I am saying is it's not too late to do so. There's a link in my description. You can get savings on your vault fees. Go to Glint and get some gold. In the meantime, those of you who were smart enough to listen way back when I was encouraging time for a gold Brics rush, take some of your profits. Take your profits. If you got $1,000 in gold, take at least $1,100 out. Give yourself at least a 10% win. Let the rest of it ride and see when gold goes to 5,000, 7,000, 10,000, 25,000. You'll be able to say that your dollar cost average for that gold is less than zero. You were actually paid, which is the profit you took, to make that $25,000 ounce of gold. That's just an investment strategy that I use, and I'm recommending it to you. I'm DK Will. This is DK Will Talk About It. And I've talked about it. Have a wonderful day.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right.